So students, today we are studying a program for doubly linked list. Okay. So like we have discussed previously, okay, a doubly linked list basically has three fields, okay, in the structure of a node. So one is the previous address of a previous node. The second one is the data part, okay, we can call it information, data, and then the third part is the next, which is a pointer to the next node. There are two pointers in the structure of a node for a doubly linked list. One is a pointer to the previous node, and the other pointer is to the next node. And the third field that is there is the data part of the node. Okay, so this is the structure of a node in a doubly linked list. So here at the beginning of our program, we have declared the structure of the node. Okay, so the name of the structure is D node, and we are given the two pointers, which is the previous pointer, which will point to the previous node, okay, and the next pointer, which will be pointing to the next node. Then the third field that is present is the data. Okay, so we are having this as a structure of a node. Then I've declared one global pointer q. This pointer q will be always pointing to the first node of the doubly linked list. Okay. So let's start. Always your program execution starts with the main function. So let's start with the main function. So initially we do not have any nodes present with us. Okay, we do not have a doubly linked list with us. Therefore, we initialize q equal to null. Okay, so initially no nodes are present with us. Therefore, q is equal to null. Okay, let me write it down for you here. Initially q equal to null because the doubly linked list is not existing at all. Okay, so then we call the create function. So basically the create function is going to create our very first node in the doubly linked list. Okay, so when I call the create function, this is your create function here. Okay, so this is a variable that will be storing the input entered by the user. Okay, so here suppose we are entering the value as 20. So let's say the variable num will contain the value 20. The input that we enter is 20. Okay, so we check if the condition here is true. If q is equal to null, then we are going to create a first node. Okay, so when we check this condition, we see that q is equal to null. Therefore, this condition is true. Okay, since this condition is true, what we do? We allocate memory for the node. Okay, and we allocate memory for the node, and we initialize the pointers. Okay, so let's allocate memory for a node. Say suppose this is the first node, okay, at address 2800, and it will be pointed by the pointer q. Okay, so now we need to store here the data part, and then since this is the first node and also the last node, the previous pointer as well as the next pointer will be equal to null. Okay, the previous pointer as well as the next pointer will be equal to null. Let's do that in the programming. So here we write q arrow previous equal to null, so this will become null here. Okay, then we store the data, so we write q arrow data equal to num, so 20 comes here. Okay, and then we have to make the next part also equal to null, because this is the first node as well as the last node of your doubly linked list. So this q arrow next also will be equal to null. Therefore, now we have already created our first node, okay, which presently is also the last node in your doubly linked list. Therefore, the previous part of the node and the next part of the node is having null value. Okay, so this is how we create a first node. So if you have revised your program, you must have already noticed that the code is pretty similar to what we have done in a single linked list. Okay, except that in a single linked list we didn't have this part q arrow previous equal to null. Okay, the rest of the code was almost same. Okay, so So almost everything in today's code will be almost similar to your singly linked list. Therefore, I told you to revise. Okay. So when you exit this function, create function, the temporary variables. So which are the temporary variables? Okay. Num is a temporary variable. Now q is not null. So let me delete that. Q value is now 2800. Okay. So this is the present situation when you exit the create function. So after exiting the create function, you will be going to the main function. So after create, now you are going to call the append function. So basically the append function is going to help you to insert a node at the end of your doubly linked list. Okay. So append is going to insert a node at the end. So whenever you want to insert a last node, a new last node, you are going to call the append function. So let's see how the append function works. Next, we call the append function. This is the append function here. Okay. So here we have declared two temporary pointers, r and temp. Okay. One local variable of type integer num. We enter the data here. So let's say in num now we enter the value as 40. Okay. Then we initialize temp equal to q. So therefore what will happen? When you give the value of q is 2800. So when you say temp equal to q means temp will also point to the node with the address 2800. Okay. So this line of code does that. Okay. Next, we check whether we are already present at the last node. If we are not present at the last node, we need to keep shifting temp till we reach the last node. So this loop here helps us to do that. Okay. This loop helps us to shift temp to the last node. Okay. So now you check this condition, temp arrow next, check whether it's equal to null or not equal to null. When you check here, temp arrow next, okay, this is the next, it's equal to null. So it was not equal to null, then this loop would be executed. Since it's equal to null, we are not going to execute this loop and we directly come here. Okay. So we allocate memory for a new node. Okay. And that memory will be pointed by the pointer r. So let's allocate memory for a new node. Okay. And that address of that new node will say is 800 and it is pointed by the pointer r. Okay. So I say next I want to store the data. So I say r arrow data equal to num. Okay. So 40 will get stored here. So num is having 40. Okay. Now this is going to be, this node is going to be my last node. Okay. This is going to be my last node. So what should be in the next part? If this is the last node, in the next part, it should be equal to null. Okay. So that is what we do in the next line. We say r arrow next equal to null. So here in the next part, I make it null. Why? Because this node is my last node. Okay. Now, if I want these two nodes to be linked, okay, right now they are not linked. Okay. Then what I need to do is I need to change the address here. Okay. Here I should get the address 800. Okay. In this part here. And here I should get the address as 2800. Okay. That is the address of the previous node. And here the address should be 800 because this is the next node. Let's do the programming for that. Okay. So to get the address of the previous node into R, into the node pointed by R, I will write the code as R arrow previous, meaning here R arrow previous. I'm referring to this, the green area here, R arrow previous. Okay. And I want the value 2800 there. So which pointer contains the value 2800? Q also contains, temp also contains. But I'm writing here temp. What that will do? I will get here 2800. Therefore, I get this pointer there. Okay, 2800. It is pointing in this direction. But it is still not looking like a doubly linked list. It will look like a doubly linked list only when I get 800 here. Okay. So to get 800 there, I will say which pointer contains 800? R. Okay. So to get 800 here, I will say temp arrow next equal to R. You can see here temp arrow next equal to R. So what that will do? It will get for me here 800. So when I get 800, this pointer is formed. This link is formed. Okay, from this node to this node. I can check here. This part, these two nodes look like a doubly linked list. Okay, so now we can stop with the code for append. Okay, so when I exit this code, temp and R were local variables. Okay, I declared them here. When I exit this append, temp and R will get deleted. Okay, because they are local variables. So let me delete them. And the only pointer that remains is Q, which is a global pointer and which is always meant to be pointing to the first node of a linked list. So in this case, it is pointing to the first node, which is your first node of your doubly linked list. Okay. So as you can see, what we are doing here is almost similar to what we have done previously for your singly linked list. Okay. Except we need to manipulate one more thing known as the previous in every node. Okay. There's a previous part that we need to take care in every node. That's the only change in the coding of a doubly linked list. So let's continue. Let me add one more node. Okay, at the end. Let me add one more node at the end. So suppose I call the append function again. Let's say I call the append function again. Okay, for the second time. So now I expect one new node to be formed here. Okay, at the end. Append is always adding at the end. So let me call append function again for the second time and let's see how it works. So this is the append function. Again we are having the temporary pointers R and temp. We are entering some data in num. So let's say we are entering now in num. The data is 10. Okay. Then I assign the value of Q to temp. So I'm getting here temp. Okay. Because of this line. Now, like I told you previously, this loop will place your temp at the last node. Now you look at this diagram. Is temp present at the last node? No. You can see from the diagram, it is not present. Okay. So how do you make it go to the last node? We know that in the last node, the next part of the last node in a singly linked list and a doubly linked list, the next part is always null. Okay. So we take advantage of that fact when we are shifting temp. So we write that condition here. While temp arrow next not equal to null, keep shifting temp. Okay, that is what it means in English. Okay, so this is actually your shifting temp till it does not reach the last node. Now you can see in the diagram we are not at the last node with temp, so we need to shift it. Okay, let's run the code and see how it works. The temp arrow next. What is the value of temp arrow next now in the diagram? Temp arrow next value is 800. Which is not equal to null. Therefore, we execute this. So when you execute this, what happens to temp? Temp gets shifted. Okay. I've already spoken about this, how temp gets shifted in the previous time when we were doing the singly linked list. So I'm not going to explain it again. I hope you'll have revised it. Okay. So what this does is it will shift temp to the next node. Okay. Now after shifting temp, you have to keep running this loop till this condition fails. Okay. Now you again check this condition. Temp arrow next. Is it equal to null or not equal to null? In this case, it is equal to null. When I would have executed this line, only if it was not equal to null. So since it is already equal to null, so I cannot run this loop now. Okay, so I stop with the loop. Okay, so now in the present situation, Q is present at the first node, temp is present at the second node. Okay, so I stop with this loop and I go here. Now I allocate new memory. Okay, and that will be pointed by R. So let me call that node here. Say address is 700 and it is pointed by R. Okay, so let's continue. Now I store the data there. So the data is contained in num. So R arrow data equal to num. Okay, this is going to be my last node. So it will be R arrow next equal to null. Here you can see R arrow next equal to null. Okay, now I want here address from the previous node. What is the previous node? 800. Okay, so how I get it? R arrow previous, which refers to this location. Okay, R arrow previous, which is the blue part here. Okay, should get the value. So which pointer contains the value 800? Temp contains. So I will write here code as R arrow previous equal to temp. So I will get here 800. So therefore I get this pointer. Okay, pointing to the previous. Now what remains is this null should be replaced by 700. So for that I write temp arrow next equal to R. So when I write temp arrow next equal to R, I will get here 700. So when I get 700 here, this is the link that forms. Okay, temp arrow next equal to R. Now this you can see looks like a doubly linked list. Okay, so your coding is over for the append function. Okay, so when you exit this function, your temporary pointers temp and R and the local variable num will be deleted. Only Q remains at the first. Okay, so this is the way your append function works. I hope you have understood how we are shifting temp and why we need to shift temp. Okay, because if temp is not present here, okay, then it's a little bit difficult to get this value here of the previous. So therefore we need to keep shifting temp. Okay, so the logic of your append function is basically how it works is you are allocating memory, okay, pointed by some R. Okay, and before that, to get this previous value, if you want this previous value here, you need some pointer present here at this last node. This is your last node presently. Okay, otherwise you can't get this 700 here into R, the previous part of R. So in order to do that, we are having this while loop. Okay, so what this while loop does is it starts from here and keeps shifting temp till it reaches the last node. So when temp reaches here, we stop. Okay, after stopping, then we allocate memory for R, then we fill in the data for R, we make the next part as null, and then we fill in this previous part of R and the next part of temp. And that is how we keep adding nodes using append. Okay, so this is just to summarize how append works. So let's continue with the code. So next we'll see how to add a node at the beginning. Okay, let's say, okay, display function, you can just see here display how it works. It's similar to your singly linked list. We are going to start from the first node. Okay, from here we are going to go all the way till here. Okay, so you can just check it out. Let's go with add at the beginning. So let's see how to add a new node at the beginning. Okay, so that function is add at the beginning. So this is the code for your adding a new node at the beginning. So we declare one local variable temp. Okay, we enter the data in a variable num. So let's say the value that we are entering here is 34. Okay, let me make some place here to add. So now we are going to basically what we are going to do is just like your singly linked list, we are trying to add a new node here. Okay, we are trying to add a new node here. We are going to add the value 34 here because this is going to be my first node now, new first node. This part here should be null. Previous part should be null. Okay, and here it should contain address as 2800. And this part here should be replaced with the address of this node, whatever is the address of this node. So suppose the address of this node is say 890, and here I should be getting 890. Okay, and that does not end it. I should also be shifting Q here. Okay, because this is going to be my new first node. Okay, so this is what we are going to try to do with that function. So let's see how to do that. Okay, so we have already insert and taken the input from the user using scanf. Okay, then I allocate memory for a new node, and that new node will be pointed by temp. So this is new node with some address, say 890. It's pointed by temp. Okay, next, like I told you, since it's going to be my first node, okay, the previous part will be null. So I say temp arrow previous equal to null. Then I assign data to it. So I say temp arrow data equal to num. So here the data, what is that? Num contains 34. So this will be 34. Okay. Now I want here to be 2800, and this is presently it is null. Okay. This is presently null here. So I want this to be 890. So let's see how to do it. So I write temp arrow next equal to Q. So temp arrow next means this portion here. Q contains the value 2800. Okay. So I say temp arrow next equal to Q. So I get 2800 here. So this is the pointer that forms. Okay. Link from the new first node with the previous first node. Okay. Now I want to link back from here. I should get here 890. It should be pointing to the previous node. So how to do that? I say Q arrow previous equal to temp. So Q arrow previous means here, and temp means the value is 890. So I get here 890. This is the link that is formed. Okay. Now, once you do this, it's very important that you shift Q back here to the first node. Okay. If you exit the function without doing that, then it will be a mistake. You're always going to start your doubly linked list from the second node if you forget to do that. Okay. So before you exit the function, what you need to do? You need to make Q come to your new first node. Okay. So the address of your new first node is 890. So you need to make Q come to that address. So how you do that? Using this code. You say Q equal to temp. So what that will do is it will shift Q from here and bring it to your new first node. Okay. So it's very important that you do this. Otherwise, you will never be able to access your new first node. So once you do that, you can see here you're having already a doubly linked list. Okay, everything is proper. Previous part is null. This is pointing to the next node. This here is pointing to the previous node, and Q is pointing to the first node. So now you can stop with the code and exit. When you exit, the local variable, that is temp, will be deleted, and only Q remains at the first node. Okay, this is how your add at the beginning works. Is it okay? Okay. Now, students, are you all having any doubts about these three functions that I taught you right now? Before I continue, you can message me about any of these functions if you have not understood anything. I taught you three functions: the create function, append function, add at the beginning. Anyone has any questions? You can let me know. As I'm explaining also, if you're getting any doubts, you type in the chat box and keep, I will come and answer. Okay, so any doubts or should I proceed? Am I going fast? Students, are you there? Everyone is fine? Okay, let me continue then. Okay, so okay, let me continue. It's almost same to your singly linked list. The code is almost same. Okay, that's why I told you to revise yesterday. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, So next, let's look at the add after function. Okay, add after function. So like that, when you are doing your practicals, you can call this add at the beginning how many times you want. Okay, it will keep adding one new node for you at the beginning, and it will give you. Okay, so you did not stick to this call a list that I've given. You make your own call list and check. Okay, how it works. So let's look at the add after function. So add after function will be helping you to insert a new node at a specified location. Okay, so you can specify some location. After that position, it will be adding one node and giving you in the doubly linked list. So I'll trace for you one add after function. Okay, remaining you can trace for yourselves later. So let's look how this add after function works. This is the add after function here. Okay, so let's continue. These are your temporary variables. Okay, temp, r, I, num, and loc. So here we are going to enter your data. So let's say your num now is say equal to 24. Okay, so let's say loc means the position after which position I want to insert a node. So let's take one loc value as 14. Okay, so I want to insert a new node after the 14th node. Okay, I want to insert a new node after the 14th position or at the 14th position. Okay, so now as you can see already in my doubly linked list that I have created till now, we are having just 4 nodes. Okay, so obviously this should not work. If it works, then something is wrong in the code. If I'm having 4 nodes and it allows me to create a new node at the 14th position, that means something is wrong. Okay, so right now in the present situation, it should give me some error message that I'm not having that many nodes in the doubly linked list, and therefore I cannot create that new node. Okay, some kind of error message I should get. Let's see whether I get it or not. Okay, so let's start from here. I initialize q equal to r, so therefore r is pointing here. Okay. Continuing. Now I'm checking using this loop whether I'm having sufficient number of nodes. Okay, so I want to insert a new node at the 14th position. So this loop will help me decide whether there are 14 nodes. Okay, whether there are 14 nodes. So I start from I equal to 0. Okay, and I'm going to run this loop till I is less than LOC value. Okay, now in this present situation, LOC is 14. Okay, but if somewhere in between, as I'm running this for loop, if R becomes null, okay, if R becomes null, it will mean that I have run out of the nodes in the doubly linked list. Okay, that means I do not have sufficient number of nodes to do the insertion. Okay, so if there is no sufficient number of nodes to keep running this loop, it makes no point in running this loop till 14. Okay, so I want to stop at that point when R will become null. If it will become null, I don't know right now. Okay, right now I'm just going to start from here. I do not know, my program does not know whether there are 14 nodes or not. Okay, so I will come to know if there are less nodes than that if R becomes null. At that time I will print some error message, and since there are less nodes, I will directly exit the function without executing the remaining code. So therefore, to exit the remaining function, I will use like you say hack. Okay, so this is a hack which will help you to exit the function. So I just use the return to exit the function. Okay, so let's run this thing and see. Obviously I should be, this condition should be becoming true, because you can see here I'm having 4 nodes and I'm trying to run it till 14, which should not happen. Okay, so let's run it quickly and check. So I start here, I equal to 0. 0 is less than 14, so I do this, r equal to r next. So what it does is, it basically will shift r to your next node. R comes here. Okay, I check, is r equal to null? No, R is not equal to null. Okay, so I come here, I becomes 1. Okay, 1 is less than 14. Yes, shift R. So R will come from here to here. Okay, check this condition, not true. So increment I will become 2. Is 2 less than 14? Yes. Shift R. Okay. Check this condition. Is it null? It's not null. Okay, it's 700. Value is 700. It's not null. So what you're going to do? Increment I. So I will become 3. Is 3 less than this? Yes. 3 is less than 14. Now, what is the value of R arrow next? R arrow next value is null. Okay, R arrow next value is null. So now when you run this line, what will be the value of R? R arrow next value is null. So R value will become also null. Let me write it down here. R will become equal to null. When I run this line now, R will become equal to null. Okay, because I've run out of nodes also at the same time, when R becomes null, I've run out of the nodes. Okay, so what I do is I check for that condition. When I run out of nodes, R is become equal to null. So I check this condition. Is R equal to null now? Yes. Have I run out of nodes? Yes. So therefore I print a message here, that some message, you can type your own message. There are less number of nodes than the requested position. Therefore, you cannot insert. You can put the message and you exit this function. When you exit this function, you directly go back to your main function. Okay, you have called a function from here, so you directly go back. Okay, clear? That's how it will work when I ask for LOC as 14. Clear? Okay, and then obviously your local variables also get deleted. Okay, let me call add after another time, and let's see now with a proper insertion how it works. Suppose I call add after again. Okay. Again I'm having this local variable, say num is now same 24. Now you say LOC equal to say 2. Okay, LOC is equal to 2. So I say R equal to Q. So I get R here. Okay. Now I run this loop. This loop will check whether I'm running out of the nodes, or if I'm not running out of nodes, it will help me to position R at the position at the location where I want to do the new node insertion. Okay, if I don't run out of the nodes. So let's start from here. I is equal to 0. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. So therefore you will shift R. Okay, so you shift R. Check this condition, not true. Okay, so you increment I value, I will become 1. Is 1 less than 2? Yes. Shift R. Okay. Is R equal to null? No. Okay, R is not equal to null. Increment I is become now 2. Is 2 less than 2? No. Okay, so therefore this condition fails. Therefore you stop with this for loop. Okay, I have found the position where I want to do the insertion. Okay, we stop at this position, and now we'll create memory for a new node and we will do the insertion. Okay, so when I do that, as soon as I terminate this, I want to insert, okay, at the second position. Okay, I want to insert at the second position like I mentioned here, but here currently your R is present at the third position. So therefore what I will do is I will just put this line here which will put my R at the previous node, so that this insertion becomes proper. You can do coding in different way also, okay, but this is the way I have done. So since I want to put after the second position, what I do is the moment this for loop terminates, I just use this line to shift R to the previous node. Okay, so R is here, and now I'm going to insert one new node here. Okay, let's see how to do that. So I allocate memory for a new node. Okay, that memory is pointed by temp. This is pointed by temp. The address for it is say 6000. Okay, then I enter the value temp arrow data equal to num, so it will become 24. Okay, next I want the previous value here. Okay, this is going to be the previous node. Okay, and this is going to be the next node for this node. Okay, for the node pointed by temp, 2800 address will be the previous node and 800 address will be the next node. So now to get the previous value here, I will say temp arrow previous equal to R. Okay, just like this, temp arrow previous equal to R. So I get here 800. When I get 800, what is basically happening is this link is forming here like this. Okay. Next, I want this next part to contain 800. Now, if I had one pointer here, okay, S, it was very easy for me. I would have written here temp arrow next equal to S. Okay, and I would have got here 800. But I do not have this pointer S here. I do not have. Okay, so what is the trick for that? Okay, 800, you can see in your diagram here, this address 800 is there in two places. This is the first place, this is the second place. Okay, 800. I cannot access this 800 because there is no pointer here at this node. Okay, can I access this 800? Yes, because there is a pointer here. So how I access this 800? By saying R arrow next. So therefore I write here, to get 800 here, I will write temp arrow next equal to R arrow next. So this is how, what will happen? I get here 800. Okay. So what happens is, I get pointer from here. Okay, a new node is getting inserted. This is pointing, sorry, here this is 2800. I made a mistake. Okay, so this was pointing to temp arrow previous equal to R means 2800, and temp arrow next should be getting 800. Okay, so this is pointing to the node with the address 2800, and here it is pointing to the node with the address 800. Okay, now only the problem is here this value is not proper. Okay, this value here is no longer proper because this is going to be the next node. Okay, so instead of 800 here I should be getting 6000, and here also I should be getting 6000. Okay, so both of these values should be getting 6000 because this is going to be the node in between both of these nodes. So let's see how to do that. Okay, how to get 6000 here in both these locations in the two nodes. So to get the first one, I write temp arrow next. Okay, now see here, just see, pay attention. Temp, look at this. This is a new line of code for you, okay, which you all have not encountered previously. Okay, see. Just try to write it down also and understand what I'm telling you. Okay. Now, as you can see here, I'm trying to make here this become equal to 6000. Okay. Presently, its value is 2800. I'm trying to get the value here 6000. Okay. Now, if I had, like I told you previously, if I had a pointer here, S, it was very easy for me. I could have written here S arrow previous equal to temp. Then what would have happened? I would have got here 6,000. Okay. Now I don't have this pointer. Okay. I don't have this pointer, but I still want to change this value from 2,800 to this 6,000. How do I do that? Okay. So I do that using this line of code. Okay. Temp arrow next equal to previous. Okay. Now try to understand. Okay. What I'm trying to do here. Temp arrow next. Let me write it down here. Temp arrow next. When you check here, temp arrow next, what's the value of that? 800. Okay, it's 800. Temp arrow next means 800. Okay, of that node, go to that node 800. Go to that node. Okay, and access the previous part. Go to that node and access the previous part. Okay, so when you go to that node and access the previous part, okay, 800 previous part, what you want the value as 6,000, and which node contains the value 6,000, which variable? Temp. So therefore I write here temp arrow next, which value it is? 800. Okay, of this node previous, so I access it arrow previous, therefore I'm referring to this part here. Okay, this part, the green part here. So therefore I write it like this: temp arrow next the previous. Therefore, using this pointer only, I'm taking the help of this address. That address means this 800. Of this address, the previous. Okay. So what I need to store there? I need to store 6,000. 6,000. Who contains the value 6,000? 10. Okay. So therefore I have written here like this: temp arrow next arrow previous equal to 10. So what that does is it gives me 6,000 here. When it gives you 6,000 means now a node, the link has been formed from this node to this node. Okay. There are now two links between this node. So this is proper link from this to this. What is missing is here there should be 6,000 here. Okay. How to make it 6,000 here? Pretty easy, right? You will write r arrow next equal to temp. So you will write here r arrow next equal to temp. Therefore you will get here 6,000. Therefore this here will give you this. Okay. So now this is your first node, this is the second node, this is the third, fourth, and fifth. Okay. So I hope you have got it. This is how your add after function works in the doubly linked list. Okay, it works in your doubly linked list. Is it okay, everyone? Any questions? How that works? Got it? Add after function. Okay. Anyone has any questions before I proceed? Is it okay, everyone? Okay, let's continue. So the only function that remains is, so the moment you exit this add after function, all these temporary pointers are deleted. Okay, the only pointer that remains is q. Okay, so this is what is the situation right now when you exit the function. Okay, let's go back to our main function. So the only major function that remains is now your delete. Okay, let's quickly do your delete function. So this is your delete function here. Okay. Let me take it to your new page so that you understand it properly. So now your while loop that starts there. Okay, you can just see in your delete function this entire code is there inside your while loop. Okay, this entire code is there inside your while loop. Okay, so as long as this condition holds, this code will be executed. Okay, so let's run it quickly and check how it works. Let me make the code a bit smaller so that it's easier for you to understand. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so let's start with this. So here again I'm declaring this as my local variables rs, which are pointers, and num. Okay, I enter the data which is to be deleted. Okay, the node which is to be deleted, I enter the data of that node. So say let's take any one value from here. Let's say I'm trying to delete the, let's delete this one only first. Okay, 24. So let's say num equal to 24. I'm going to delete this node. Okay, so I initialize my two pointers. So R and S are also present now at the first node. Okay, now I use this to traverse the linked list. Okay, so I check the condition and I will traverse the linked list. So I start by checking whether R is not equal to null. So you check here, R is not equal to null. So this condition is true. Not sorry, it's not equal to null. So therefore condition is satisfied. So therefore I'm going to execute this code. Okay. Now I check whether I found the data. Okay. If I found the data, then the data here, if I want, I'm deleting the node with the data 24. So I'm matching the data in the node with this value. If it is found, then that node is to be deleted. Now here I check using this condition. Okay, if r arrow data equal to num. So when I check for that, here you can see 34 is not equal to 24. Okay, so obviously it is not matching. Okay, what I do, I shift this entire thing is the if condition. Okay, this entire thing is the if condition. So if the if condition fails, then I directly run this line r equal to r arrow next. So since it is not equal, okay, I shift r. Shift r. Okay. Then I check this condition, not true. Again I check if r arrow data equal to num. Okay. R arrow data is 20, num is 24, not equal. So this entire if is not executed. This is the entire if. They directly shift r. Okay. Now r comes here. Okay. R is come here. Now you check this condition is still not equal to null. So you check whether you have found a node. R arrow data is 24. Num is also 24. So you have found a node that you want to delete. Okay. So now let's do the operations. Okay. There are various things that you need to do. Now, students, before I proceed with this, tell me, if suppose it is the value of, if suppose, okay, look at the diagram, look at the diagram before you answer. If suppose R was the first node, if suppose R was the first node, okay, now I don't know, my program does not know. When I'm talking about, when I say we don't know, we mean the machine, your computer does not know whether what you're deleting is the first node. If you want to computer to identify what is the first node, okay, in your diagram, which pointer contains the address of your first node? Which pointer contains the address of your first node in your diagram presently? There are two pointers. Okay, so basically there are two pointers right now in your diagram which is containing the address of the first node, Q and S. I can use any one. So let me use S. Okay, let me use S. So if I'm deleting the first node, if I'm deleting this first node, okay, what should happen before I delete this first node? Can you all tell me? You'll have revised your program, right? You'll have revised your program of singly linked list. So if I am deleting this first node, just tell me what should happen. What should happen to this QoS if I delete this? Before I delete this node, what should happen to QoS? Yeah, Luke, you're correct. Why should you shift S? Yeah, Shubham, you're correct. Vadiraj, you're correct. Ashraf, you're correct. Why should you shift that QoS to the next node? Why? Before you delete this node with the address 890, why should you shift Q or S? Why? Why? Yes, Ashraf, correct. To access the other elements. See, basically when you're going to delete this node will no longer be present. So who will be your first node? This one. Okay. So therefore your Q should be pointing to the new first node. So therefore, if you were deleting this, then you would have shifted Q or S. Okay. So first we check for that condition. If the node we are deleting is the first node. If you are deleting the first node, like you just told me, the value of R, the address of R, whatever is there in R, and the value of this should be same. Okay. So you check for that first. So this is what we are doing by checking for that. Okay. Whether we are deleting the first node. So if you are deleting the first node, then what we are going to do, before we delete, we are going to shift this pointer to the next node, and then we are going to delete this. Okay. But the code for checking the first node is this. This is the if condition. Okay. R address, the address in R will be the same as the address in S. If you are deleting the first nodes. So when you check this, obviously it is not same now presently. It is not same. So therefore we are not deleting the first node. We know we are not deleting the first node. Okay. So we go to the else part. We go to the else part here. Now, if I'm deleting the last node, then you know the next part of the last node will be null. So I check for that. I check whether what I'm deleting is the last node. Okay. If this one is the last node, this next part will be null. So I check for that. It is also not true. Next part is 800. It is not true. So I go again to the else part here. Okay. Now, if I delete this, tell me what should come here. Let me just label here. Okay. I'll write here A. This is B. So if I delete the node pointed by R, what should be in the next part of A? What should be in the next part of A? And what should be in the previous part of B? If I'm deleting this, what should be in the next part of A? What should be in the previous part of B? If I delete this one, can I quickly write the answer? Next part will be 800 and the previous part will be, next part will be 800 and previous part will be 2800. Correct. All of you are correct. Yes. Okay. So let's do that. So again, now this is using the programming I taught you previously. Okay. In that previous add after function. So as you can see here in my diagram, okay, these pointers I just written, these are not pointers. Okay. There's only one pointer that I have presently here. Okay. I do not have a pointer at this node. I do not have a pointer at this node. Okay. But I still taught you how to access this part. Okay. The next part of this node, 2800, the node of that, the next part, we have to access the previous part of the address of the node 800. Okay. So let's see how to do that. So R arrow previous, arrow next. Can you all tell me this line of code, R arrow previous, arrow next, is referring to this 2800 or it's referring to 800? Which node it is referring to, this line of code? R arrow previous, arrow next. Where it is referring? It is referring to 2800 or it is referring to 800? Yeah, students, is it referring? to 2800. Okay, so those of you who are not getting it, R arrow previous means 2800. Of that, you're referring to the next part. 2800 means here, and the next part is this. Okay, this next part. So R arrow previous arrow next means R arrow previous means here 2800, in this node 2800. What do I want there? I want there as 800. Okay, I want there 800. Now if I had a pointer here S, I would have said R arrow previous. If I had here S, I would have said R arrow previous equal to this equal to S, something like that. Okay, but I don't have S, but I still need 800 here. I still need 800 here. How do I get that 800? 800 is also stored here. Okay, address is stored here. Can I access this 800? Yes. How? By saying R arrow next. So I will write here R arrow. What that will do is it will get for me 800 here. So that means this link is getting formed like this. Okay, it's no longer pointing here, it is pointing here. Okay, now here I want 2800. So same way I write R arrow next equal to previous. When I say R arrow next equal to previous means I'm referring to this part here. Okay, so I want a 2800. So I write here R arrow previous. So I get there 2800. Therefore what that will do is will get me this like this. So once I've got that, as you can see, this pointer will no longer be this pointer will be no longer here. Okay, this currently will be pointing like this, but that also will stop the moment I exit this else and I say free R. When I say free R, that means this node pointed by R will be deleted. Okay, it will be deleted. So this is how your delete function works. Okay. So only thing that you need to remember is you can trace. We are run out of time, so I will stop. If you are deleting the first node, then you need to shift Q here. This will become your first node. Okay. So if this becomes your first node, what should the previous part be? The previous part of your first node should be always null. So you need to make this as null. So if you delete this node, you need to shift Q, that is one step, but also your previous part should be equal to null. So you can just see here in the code, that is what we do. Okay, previous part is set to null. And if we are deleting the last node, if we delete this last node, if we delete this one, then this will be a last node, new last node after deleting this. So this next part should become null. So that is what we do here. Okay, you can just trace and check this out. Okay, so I hope you all have understood what is the program for